China and Iran. China come into this game undefeated. Iran with just one loss to the Philippines, and we are set for a classic showdown and a repeat of the 2007 and 2009 finals. My name's Paulo Kennedy. Beside me is Quinito Henson, and we're talking about two of the most talented and deepest teams in the competition.
You're so right, Paul. And this could have been the finals of the FIBA Asia Championship. So we're getting a treat right here in the semifinals. For Iran, 8 players averaging at least 15 minutes a game. And China, 9 players averaging at least 15 minutes a game. And I think with those kind of numbers, you're seeing that both these teams have tremendous depth. A lot of players getting playing time.
Of course, it's China and Iran starting in just over 8 minutes' time. Later tonight, Japan and the Philippines clash in the other semi-final for a place in the gold medal game. We're in Changsha for semi-final night of the FIBA Asia Championship. It's a classic battle between China and Iran. China are the most successful team in this competition's history, having won 14 championships. Iran are the third most successful. They've won 3 of the last 4. Iran have won the past 3 meetings between these two teams by 19 points, 18 points, and 9 points, including 2 championship game wins. But before 2007, China had won all 6 of their meetings by an average of 37.5 points. So they'll be keen to avenge their most recent losses to Iran. I'm Paulo Kennedy. With me is Quinito Henson. What are you expecting from this game, Quinito?
This is going to be a gigantic clash. First of all, you've got Iran, #1 in the tournament in offense, averaging 92.7 points a game. But China, #1 in field goal percentage at 50.8%. Now we've got the Iranian players being introduced. We want to be able to establish right off that Afag, a big guard in the rotation of Iran, not able to play. He rolled his ankle in the game yesterday against Korea. And Haddadi has been introduced. He's the big man for Iran, a 5-year NBA veteran. He's slowed down a bit in his offensive game, but he's there for defensive purposes mainly, and he's there to facilitate and attract the defense.
Listen to that crowd, Quinito, as China are introduced. It's quickly filling up. It's been full or near capacity for all of China's games. And what can we expect from the host nation tonight?
A lot of energy. I think we can expect Coach Gong Lu Ning to go deep down to his bench, trying to get that depth going. Everything will be anchored, of course, on that big man, Yi Jianyang. You see him in the screens. He's the inspiration of this team. He's the tower of power. But then you've got a team here that has a lot of depth, a lot of weapons. On offense, they've got excellent wing players and excellent backcourt as well.
It's a fantastic atmosphere here in Changsha, but for the moment we pause for the national anthems, starting with Iran.
Please remain standing for the national anthem of People's Republic of China.
Stirring scenes as the national anthem for the host nation rings out around this stadium. It's a packed house of around 6,000 people, and they were all joining in the singing of the national anthem there as we see Hamad Haddadi on the screens. He's going to be such a big factor. It's the showdown between the two powerhouses of modern Asian basketball, China and Iran. I mentioned earlier, Iran have won the last 3 meetings between these two teams at the FIBA Asia Championship, and they've done it by dominating the possession game. They've forced China into an average of almost 18 turnovers per game in those games, and they've dominated the offensive rebound 46-20. I'm Paul O'Kennedy, I'm joined by Juanito Henson, and Juanito, how important are those possession areas going to be tonight?
Oh, very clear that they're going to be very important. Every possession is important in this game, as you see the matchup there in the middle. And talk about Iran's dominating game. You use that word appropriately in describing their offense and defense in this tournament. They're not only number 1 in offense, they're number 1 in rebounding, they're number 1 in assists. As you take a look at our officials for this game, 2 referees from Lebanon and 1 from India, our top-notch referees out of the pool of 28 working the FIBA Asia Championships.
And we look at that matchup, and now we'll have a look at the Iran team. Hamad Haddadi is such an important part for them. Who do you think will guard him from China?
Oh, I think it could be Yi Jianliang or maybe Zhou Qi. So many different options here in terms of the defensive assignments as you take a look at the starting 5 for Iran. Kamrani, Davari, Sahakian, Barami, Haddadi. So the 3 key players of Iran in the starting 5, Kamrani, Barami, and Haddadi. I would think that Coach Dirk Bowerman of Iran will want to use a formation where he has 2 bigs and 3 smalls. That kind of balance gives him the ability to sprint back quickly and play transition D. Take a look at the lineup here of China. You've got 3 players standing at least 213 centimeters, and those 4 players give you a towering presence on the floor. And the starting 5 for China, you have Zhao Jiwei, he's been the regular starting point guard, and Ding, Xiaoping, Yi Jianliang.
And we saw in the quarterfinal between China and India, we thought maybe Zhou Qi was the center matchup, but that man guarded Amritpal Singh, who is the big center for India. And we figured maybe that's a preview for who will be guarding that man, Hamad Haddadi. And what a battle of 2 superstars of Asian basketball.
It's going to be a giant matchup here. And here's Coach Dirk Bowerman talking to his players. And let's talk about the keys to victory here. For Iran, it's important that they get a good balance of the combinations on the floor. And we talked about the possibility of playing 2 bigs and 3 smalls. The 3 smalls you need to be able to keep in pace with a running attack of China, because you know they're going to run the floor. Secondly, I think they need to be able to congest the lane with Iran's size, because China will need to be able to penetrate and make those drop passes for the big men to get their power finishes. Thirdly, I think they need to close out hard, especially the ball screens of China, because China is now the league's number 1 3-point shooting team. They have dislodged Korea, and off the back screen, they need to be able to make sure that they recover, they switch, and they close out the window for those outside shooters of China.
This is the first semi-final of the FIBA Asia Championship. It's China against Iran. We're going through the keys to victory. Tell us some more, Juanito.
What about China? First of all, I think you want them to spread the floor, make it difficult for Iran to impose its will on defense. They're good stationary defenders, but they're not very mobile, especially in defending the painted area. Number 2, you want to get Haddadi out of the low block. He's slow to attack, and if you move him out of his comfort zone, you have a better chance of defending him, of taking away his offense. And finally, you expect a lot of activity and aggressiveness from the wings of China. Rather than concentrate on the guards and rather you concentrate on the big guys, I think you'll see a lot of action from the wings. Zhou Peng especially.
We're almost ready for tip-off. Many people expected these 2 teams to meet in the final. They've got a date 1 night earlier on semi-final night. They're 2 of the highest scoring teams in the competition. Will we get a shootout tonight, or will the defenses take over? We're about to find out. The crowd roars as China secure the first possession. Here's Zhao Ji Wei. He's just 20 years of age, but boy, has he made an impact in this tournament. Trying to go inside. They've got a mismatch inside with Ding on Kamrani. Double team from Iran. Shot clock at 6. Zhao with the feed to Zhou Qi. Rims around and out. And Haddadi, so symbolic that he pulls in the first rebound for the evening. Both these teams love to spark their running game from their defense. China doing a good job there to rotate back, and what a block from Zhou Qi. He climbed upstairs.
Excellent defense on the interior move of Haddadi running the pick and roll.
And
But that's a traveling violation.
Zhou Qi, he had the adrenaline running through his veins from that block shot. Have a look at him, the long arms of Zhou Qi. Get upstairs and deny Haddadi. And he had his eyes firmly on the prize of China's first basket for the night, but a little soft shoe shuffle as some defensive pressure from Zhou Peng. Disrupts Nikau Bahrami. Shot clock down to 11. Bahrami feeds it off to Haddadi. It's stripped by Zhou Peng. Fight for the ball. It'll go to China. Well,
Tremendous anticipation.
how about the intensity in these early exchanges?
And you're seeing here China's defense very active. You're also seeing Haddadi a step slow. He's not able to get to the ball, and China even quicker to get to the passing lane and disrupting the pass.
Foul called on Davari early. He's trying to deny the ball from Zhao Ji Wei. And you talk about the young versus the old. 6 players in this Chinese team, 22 years or under, but 4 of these Iranian players are in their 5th FIBA Asia Championship. They've won 3 gold medals together. Ahmed Afar makes the 5th in that equation, but he is out tonight. That's our understanding. Strong drive from Zhou Peng. He draws another foul. The second already on Iran after just 90 seconds, and we have a little bit of push and shove. And the crowd's not hesitating to get involved in that as we see the foul. And a little bit of follow on there from Nikau Bahrami, and Zhou Peng didn't appreciate it.
Some hard contact given up in that very physical confrontation at the wing spot. So we were talking about the keys to victory for China. We're expecting a big explosive game from Zhou Peng from that spot. They want to be able to attack Nikau Bahrami's defense. That may be a weak link.
That's what
the defensive chain of Iran.
That's what the Philippines did in their battle with Iran, and they had great success. China with some big, strong players on the wings. Here's Ding on the drive. He's met by Kamrani. The basket will count. How about that finish from Ding Yuhang?
Well, they're looking at the mismatch. Ding with height advantage over Kamrani. You watch it right here. Kamrani coming forward, trying to draw the charge.
He was late to get there. The referee saw it that way as well. Kamrani, not surprisingly, doesn't see it that way, but it's a free throw to come for Ding Yuhang. And what a great start for China. Both teams a little apprehensive in those first 90 seconds. And perhaps Ding a little apprehensive from the free throw line. A sigh of disappointment rings out around the stadium. Look at Zhao Ji Wei, he's all over Mahdi Kamrani. That's the old versus the new as well. Here's Sahakian, one of those players in his 5th FIBA Asia Championship. Kamrani to the hole. He is wiped by Zhou Qi. His 2nd block of the game already.
Excellent job preventing that offense from the pick and roll.
Zhou Peng with 2. What a start from China. They are humming, and so is the crowd here in Changsha. It's 4-0 after just over 2 minutes.
Again, the points of China coming from the wings. So far, no touches for Yi in the offense of China.
Zhou Peng got his hand in there. The referee said illegally. And that's the first foul called on China. We see the drive from Nikau Bahrami. He has been aggressive so far. And talk about aggressive. There's that initial exchange between that pair. And when China and Iran meet, you don't expect any quarter to be given, Cornito.
Oh, none at all. I mean, both these teams are bitter rivals. A lot of people were expecting that this would be the matchup in the finals, but a twist of fate happening along the way, and now they face off in the semifinals. I think China doing a great job of recovery from the pick and roll, and they're using Zhou Qi in recovery every time they run a pick and roll.
How about the move from Zhao Ji Wei? He slices to the basket. The crowd goes crazy. And the Chinese lead is back out to 4.
You see the confidence level of China in attacking the inside defense of Haddadi. He's a step slow, and they know it.
Important foul there on Zhou Qi. There's the experience of Kamrani knowing that the young big man was out of position. Almost 3 minutes gone here in Changsha. What a start. The intensity is everything we expected. This point guard matchup has been a perler already. Kamrani splits the screen, draws the foul on Yi Jianlian. And a little bit more push and shove. Yi comes into Hamad Haddadi. He took offense to something that happened in there. The two referees,
and we've just started this game.
they're like cast members in Gulliver's Travels. Just pint-sized compared to those two giant men who need to be refrained from each other. And there's some real feeling in this game. The referee telling the Chinese bench to sit down. And we see the incident here. In fact, we're not going to see it. Just the foul there on Yi.
Very emotional game here. Coach Dirk Barman being told to get back to his bench. Coach Barman saying that should have been a technical on the Chinese bench.
Well, it's hard for us to establish exactly what happened. We couldn't quite catch it on the replay. But needless to say, if this game was intense already, it's about to go up another level or two here.
A lot of pushing and shoving, and then a verbal exchange between Yi Jianliang and Haddadi.
Kamrani inside, dishes out. Strong move to the basket from Sahakian, but he misses. Here's Haddadi with a two-handed jam. He says some words to the crowd. It may have been Iranian for sit down, please. And it's 6-4.
A good recovery by Haddadi because they had missed the shot, again because of the good interior defense of China. Such a tense atmosphere here in Changsha.
Zhou Peng to inbounds. He's been impressive early. It's been a physical matchup between him and Samad Nikal Bahrami. Here is Zhou Peng. He launches for 3. Some pushing and shoving under the basket, and that foul has been called on Sahakian, much to the delight of the crowd here in Changsha.
Tough battle here underneath the boards. And Iran a little bit under the gun because now they're faced against two towers. They really only have Haddadi, who's just about as tall as the two towers of China.
We'll expect to see Kudus and particularly Hassan Sada coming off the bench. Hassan Sada has been a revelation in this tournament. Someone who's provided them real spark in the front court. Here's a spark plug himself. Zhao Ji Wei off to Zhou Peng. In fact, it was Zhou Qi, but the ball spills out of bounds. Now, will that be a shot clock violation?
Yes,
I believe it will. And
So
that'll
it's
be
a
a
change in
rumble.
possession right here.
There's Dirk Bauerman calling his first substitution. It's Davin Parner coming in to the game. And he's been rock solid as well. As you can see, a very strongly built man. He's been averaging 8 points per game. He's been hitting 43% of his three-point shots, and it's made it so hard for teams to double team the likes of Haddadi. Zhao Ji Wei picks the pocket of Kamrani. Ball spills loose. Iran recover it. There is Kamrani looking to go inside to his big man. The Chinese defense pushing them further and further away from the basket. Long three-pointer from Kamrani. That's off the mark, and Zhou Peng pulls in the rebound.
Under time pressure, Paul, and it's extending the defense all the way to the perimeter.
Foul called. I think that'll be on Zhou Peng. In fact, Zhou Qi. My apologies, on the rebounding battle there, and what a drive inside by Zhao Ji Wei, but Haddadi was there to intimidate it.
Very aggressive play on both ends. Coach Dirk Barman walking up and down the sidelines. He's calling for some control from Iran. But you see the pressure from the China defense all the way in the backcourt. Davapana is in the game because he can control as well as Kamrani.
My goodness. Ding Yan-Yu-Hung climbed upstairs. He had a couple of words for Davapana afterwards. Have a look at that athleticism. I didn't know he had that in him. Actually, I did. How about his two-handed jam 3 nights ago? He doesn't look like a spring-heeled athlete, but let me tell you, he is. There's a big block there. It's 6-4 to China. Kamrani down the lane. He has it stripped by Zhao Ji-wei again. The young guard causing all sorts of issues. He goes to the rack and he is fouled very strongly by Davapana. The Chinese players wanting an unsportsmanlike foul. They won't get it.
Man down here as you take a look at this move by Zhao Ji-wei.
That was
going
a
down.
tough foul.
Yeah, that's like a playoff foul right there. Got him in the throat.
I think Davapana is very lucky not to pick up an unsportsmanlike foul.
Could have been
there.
an unsportsmanlike foul.
Zhao Ji-wei has picked himself up. He's off to the free throw line. Hasn't he been a menace so far in this game?
Because of his speed game, yes.
Just 20 years of age. He misses the first. He's graduated from the Chinese junior national team program. He was third in assists at the 2013 FIBA Under-19 World Championship. So he's a quality point guard as well as a nuisance defender as we have a substitution. Zhou Qi stepping out of the game and Jai Xiao Chun coming in, and wasn't he incredible in the quarterfinal win over India?
He's been incredible here so far. He's already got at least 1 block shot. He's imposing presence in the inside. Now this lineup on the floor for China, certainly much quicker without Zhou Qi in the game.
Step back three-pointer is short from Mikhail Balarami. Which way will that go? Sahakian battling with Zhou Peng and comes out off Sahakian. So China have an opportunity as we tick towards 5 minutes gone in this first quarter.
Well, we saw Afag. He's not going to be able to play in this game. You saw him in your screens. And look who's on the game. Who's in the game now. Kid Lightning, Go Ai-Lun.
He's been the energizer for China in this tournament.
About 2 interchangeable pieces here for China. Zhao and Zhou Peng, but they're playing together right now. A good anticipation by Haddadi.
He saw the highlight play from last night when Go threw the alley-oop. He read it that time as Iran head down court. They haven't had an opportunity to go inside to Haddadi yet against Yi. Nice passing that time from Haddadi to Davapana. Foul will be called there on Go, fighting underneath with the big center for Iran. And both teams in the bonus already, so 2 free throws to come for Haddadi.
A big challenge here for Yi. You take a look at that rebounding position here for Haddadi. He actually extended his arm to keep Go Ai-Lun away from him. But now that Zhou Qi is sitting down, China not using the Twin Towers combination, big responsibility on the shoulders of Yi Yang to go one-on-one against Haddadi.
And they've got 3 interchangeable pieces from the shooting guard position to power forward. In Zhou Peng, Jai, and Ding Yan-Yu-Hung. They can all switch, rotate, and cover for each other. It's a versatile lineup out there for China. Here's Go Ai-Lun, sizing up Davapana. Shot clock at 7. Uses the screen from Yi. Excellent recovery from Kamrani. Tough shot from Ding, and he nails it. What a big three-pointer from Ding. He's made an outstanding start to this game. He's up to 5 points already.
I thought Kamrani did a good job of closing out, but that slight opening was all Ding needed.
That time he's going for the steal. Kamrani into the lane, dishes back out. Davapana missed his first. He doesn't make the same mistake twice.
That was the only option left there for Iran. Kick it out. They're not getting any offense from the inside.
Well, China gets some offense from their superstar, Yi. His first attempt of the night is good. China lead at 12-8. We've been playing 6.5 minutes. Tough drive into the basket. What rims out from Davapana, and then he forces the travel on Yi. And Davapana, he is such an important part. You see there, he hit the three-pointer, that time on the drive, and then being active with the defense afterwards.
And for Iran, they're really looking to run that pick and roll situation. But Haddadi's not looking to roll. He's not looking to score. Once he gets the pass, he looks to dish.
Mashayiki into the game, as is Yak Charlie for Iran.
Again, there's a high ball screen from Haddadi.
Good ball movement from Iran. Mikhail Bahrami is short. Away goes Guo. Guo Ailun in the open court. He goes straight at the basket. He can't quite get it to finish, but he's going to shoot 2 free throws. He's Kid Lightning.
And what a contrast of styles here. You have Iran looking to run pick and roll, and then they're looking for the extra pass. They're looking for the kickouts. And then you've got China picking up the pace, going with the guards, going with the wings, attacking very aggressively. So far, they haven't been able to establish their inside game. And we're talking of China. They're not going with the Twin Towers combination. They're going with E. Now Lee Gun in the game.
Lee Gun, a deadly three-point shooter. He has been on a roll for much of this tournament. As Go makes the first. And how about the smarts of Go on that fast break? He's only 21 years of age, but he just lent his body into the defender and made sure he got 2 free throws.
Well, talking about smarts, what about the intelligence of Coach Gong Lu Nin? And he's looked at the lineups of both these teams, and he's seeing, as we have a call by the referee, it's going to be China ball.
I think a little disagreement there from the referees, but they sorted it out. And China will get the ball with 23 seconds. In fact, a refreshed shot clock to 24.
The opposing coaches, you saw them. And we were talking about Coach Gong Lu Ning's smarts, looking at where China's advantages would be, looking at both these rosters. The advantage is in the wing position.
3-2 zone. Guo slices through the middle, finds Lee Gun, and he buries a 3-point shot. He is a marksman out there. He's shooting 52% for the tournament. He motions to the crowd to get excited.
And it's not just one thump of the chest, it's 2 thumps now.
Here's Haddadi inside, little shake one way or the other, and he travels. How about the help defense from Lee Gun? He read the spin move from Haddadi, and he was there to force the travel.
No chance for Haddadi to get inside position that time. Again, one of the keys to victory, you push him out of your comfort zone. That time, that was not the comfort zone for Haddadi.
We've got our first timeout of the night. It's China leading 16-8 behind shots like this from Ding. And look at the crowd behind him getting pumped. Guo down the lane, he found Lee Gun, and he splashed a big triple as well. Look at him kissing the pistols and showing them to the crowd. What a start it's been for China. 8-point lead after 7.5 minutes. And both these teams containing some world-class stars. And we're about to have a look at some of the superstars from around international basketball. Just 2:34 to play until quarter time here in Chongqing. It's China who've made the fastest start. They have ridden the emotion of this crowd and some spectacular 3-point shooting. Davapana, he's been tough and physical early for Iran, but his team trails 16-8. What are China doing so well, Cornito?
They're running good pace in this game. I think they're going to their strengths, which is in the wing position. And they're catching Iran off guard. Plus, on the defensive end, they've taken Haddadi out of his comfort zone.
There's been scrambling defense so far from China. Look at Guo, he's scrambling offensively. Lee Gun to the basket. Tough running shot is short. That would have blown the roof off this place. Look at Jai up and in against Mikhail Bahrami. Iran just trying to get the ball inside to their big man. Shot clock down to 9. Bahrami to the left hand, strong move. And a much needed basket for Iran. They are back within 6.
Jai not able to keep in step with Bahrami. I think they need another defender against Bahrami. I thought Zhou Peng did a good job on Bahrami earlier.
Zhou Peng had a fantastic start, and it was quite a physical battle between those two, which really got the crowd involved as well. As shot clock ticks down to 10 for China. They want to go inside, mismatch. Li Gun against Masayuki. He shoots over the top of him and misses. And a chance for Iran to close within a basket with a long-range bomb here. This man can hit plenty of those. This time he goes to the basket. He draws the foul on Zhou Peng, and that's 2 free throws to come. We see the foul there on Zhou Peng, just got caught on the side. We have another timeout here in Changsha, this time from China. The momentum just swinging a little bit. It's China 16, Iran 10.
Check out the team leaders so far here. Ding with 5 points. Good balanced offense here for China. They've scored 16 so far, but they've been controlling the tempo. It's really the defense of China that has set the China attack going. And on the other end of the floor, they're using their wings. They're using their speed and mobility. They're looking at where Iran's weak link is in the defensive chain.
You talk about physicality. Have a look at some of these highlights. There's that foul from Davapana. The crowd didn't appreciate that, but look at the great vision that we're getting here at the FIBA Asia Championship. Up close and personal with these stars of Asia.
A lot of physicality we're seeing here in the way both teams are playing defense. And talking about defense, Iran actually did practice its defensive routines and regimen in that big victory over Korea last night, 75-62. And now we're seeing that defense being played by Iran, but China giving Iran a dose of its own medicine by playing that tough defense as well. Wang Jielin in the game.
21-year-old, 214 centimeters, another one who has graduated from the national junior team program. And in 4 years, from 2010 to 2014, China had 4 seventh-place finishes at Junior World Championships as Nicole Bahrami makes the first free throw. And that success has been the basis of this team coming through with a brand new identity. They get up and in, they play hard and fast. But Iran are hanging tough here, just 4 points behind. Here's Go Ai-Lun. Always dangerous with the ball, always dangerous without the ball on defense too. As they look to go inside to the big fella, it's knocked away by Kardust, who's checked into the game for Iran.
That combination in the front line of Iran right now, Kardust and Hassanzadeh. They've played well together, giving Haddadi a little bit of a rest.
Shot clock at 10. China not yet into their offense. Guo will have to create something. Goes behind the back, dishes outside to Jai. And Jai Xiaoshun continues to roll from his performance last night in the quarterfinals, and China lead it by 7.
We're seeing so many mismatches here in favor of China.
Jai again being active. And look at the switching Chinese defense that time. Help and recover. Shot clock at 6. Iran haven't got anywhere near a shot yet. Here's Yak Charlie. He's going to have to fire up a tough 3, and that's well off the mark. Now Guo, he's away in transition. He flies to the basket and he finishes inside. How about the speed from Guo Ai-Lun?
He's able to find the opening.
He finds the opening, sometimes where there isn't one. Here he is pestering Masayuki, but look at the handles from the young point guard Davapana to a tough shot inside. And the Chinese defense is forcing Iran into all sorts of tough shots.
And Iran playing with that balance of 3 smalls and 2 bigs, trying to keep in step with China's offensive players. But here's that quick passing, and Jai getting loose for the 3-point basket.
Quarter time here in Changsha as we see Go on his way to the hole. It has been an impressive display from that man and his team so far. After 10 minutes, it's China who lead 21-12.
Check out some game statistics that we'll be seeing on our screens. Right now, 2-point distance, China hitting 50% from 3-point distance. They're 3 out of 4. Iran has hit only once from beyond the arc. Rebounding story, China is +3 in that department. They're +2 in assists. I thought towards the end of the first quarter, as you see more statistics on your screens, Iran going with that balanced lineup of 2 bigs and 3 smalls, trying to keep in pace, but who can keep in step with Go Ailun?
It was all friendly to start the game tonight, a hug from Yi and a hug from Adade, but all of a sudden things weren't quite as pleasant as the game got physical. The 2 stars had to be separated. Dirk Baumann wasn't happy. What a block there from Joe Chi. He had 2 of those in the first quarter. Nikhil Bahrami was putting his nose on the rim. How about that block from Ding? He put a saddle on the back of Davapana and he swatted the ball out of court. And then it was time for some 3-point shooting. How about this tough one from Ding? He had Kamrani all over him on that shot and he flexes the muscles. This time it was Lee Gun out on the 3-point line where he loves it best. And how about that celebration, Cornito?
75% shooting from 3-point distance is China. Yes, they're celebrating here in Changsha as China has opened up a 9-point lead.
The intensity in this building is incredible. There's a well-worn saying you could cut the atmosphere with a knife, but it is certainly true here. And the start that China have had, sparked by their defense, has brought this crowd to fever pitch already.
Well, China's rotation, brilliant so far. They've generated 9 points from the bench as against 3 for Iran. Quality minutes being shown here.
Well, the veteran Kamrani, he had all sorts of issues with Jiao Ji-wei early in the game. Now he has to face Guo Ailun as Yak Charlie fires from deep, but again, well off the mark, and strong play there from the youngster Wong Shailin. And China can put this lead into double figures.
China's defense has really extended way beyond the perimeter, just keeping that ball away from the inside position for Iran.
Well, they leave Jai open. That's never a good move if you're the defensive team. And Jai Xiaochun continues to fire. He has 5 points. China have 23 and they lead by 11.
China's shooting impeccable. Close to 60% shooting so far from the field.
Strong move inside. Davapana, he has been one of the most aggressive Iranians so far.
Using a little bit of his quickness there in that matchup.
Speaking of quickness, just
That's
a little shuffle of the feet there.
Referee is very quick to spot the infraction.
And in this tournament, Go Ailun, he has been so good in that pick and roll and pick and pop situation, putting the pass on the money. I think that time just slightly behind Wang, forced him to stop quickly. The referee said he travelled.
A little bit of the inexperience showing there from Wang Jielin.
China again just forcing Iran away from the basket. Excellent defense from Lee Gun. Shot clock at 6. Kamrani's going to have to make something up. But he's wily enough to draw a foul there on Go. That'll be his second foul for the evening.
And Iran has to do that. They need to penetrate and then look to Karduz for the easy drop pass. Hazanzadeh has done nothing in this game. He's sitting again on the bench along with Haddadi. So Iran going with this one center situation with Karduz.
Sahaki and a power forward. Yi Jianlian back into the ball game. We see a technical foul. That's going to be a flopping technical foul. Jai Xiaochun, he has a little hug with Karduz, or a one-way hug perhaps there. They're saying that he flopped on the screen from Karduz. We'll get a replay here.
Watch it right here.
I'm not sure if the referee is aware of how big the shoulders of Karduz are there. He is a massive man. And this could be the break that Iran needed just to loosen that stranglehold that China have on them defensively. If they can make a basket here, all of a sudden the momentum just starts to swing a little bit back towards them.
You saw Coach Gong Lu-min talking to the referee explaining why he made that call, the flop.
Bahrami, a travelling violation. The referees certainly imposing their will on this game so far. Sahakian called for the travel. Dirk Baumann, a round of applause. I'm not sure who it was for.
Just encouraging his players to get back on track.
They trail by 8. We've been playing almost 2 minutes here in the second quarter.
And Paul, you're seeing a lot of hesitation on the part of the Iranian offensive players. And that defense of China making them think twice about what move to make, especially Sahakian.
Here's Go Ailun. This has been an excellent two-man unit with Yi. This time Yi goes himself. Tough defense from Iran, but Ding is there. How impressive has Ding been so far? He's been doing it all, blocking shots, hitting threes, scrambling for loose balls, and in games like this, is it those role players who can make a difference?
Exactly, and he enjoys also a matchup advantage. You watch it right here. Going after the 50-50 ball and gaining possession back for China.
And Iran looking to go with Davapana on Go Ailun on the point guard, which means Kamrani has to defend one of the wing players. Oh, and a little miscommunication there between Yi and Ding. And it's a turnover for China. Turnover number 7 so far.
I thought a good job that time by Iran defensively, covering all possible angles for the pass.
Well, Kamrani sees the back of Go Ailun and he welcomes Jiao Ji-wei back to the fold, and he escorts him down the court. As he has every second he's been on defense tonight, as Nicole Bahrami with a nice little floater. And perhaps the first time tonight that Iran have been able to get a little bit of space in the keyway.
Well, in that situation, excellent execution of the down screen by Karduz. And we have Bahrami going around that down screen and finding himself open. So good execution of the offense by Iran.
You just sense Iran's defense has gone up a level here. Plenty of help. It's almost like a matchup zone they're playing as Jiao Ji-wei feeds it to Jai. That's a tough shot. It's off the mark. And we see there a foul call. It's called an unsportsmanlike foul, and this is one this tournament where some of those have been called, some haven't. And this time it'll be 2 free throws in possession for Iran.
Well, it wasn't exactly a breakaway there, but referee's calling an unsportsmanlike. You watch it here. A lot of players actually between Bahrami and the basket. You usually make that call when there's no defensive player between an offensive player and the basket.
Now in FIBA rules, an unsportsmanlike foul can be with defenders between you and the basket. The referee obviously deeming there that he reached from behind and wasn't a chance to make a play. I guess all we ask in this game is that's called consistently for the rest of the night, as Nicole Bahrami misses his first free throw.
Well, I would have thought it should have been a regular foul because of that situation. There's no one there between the offensive player and the basket. A technical foul, or rather unsportsmanlike foul, will be called if you make a contact from behind or on the side, but not in front.
Here's Nicole Bahrami to the baseline. That's a tough shot. Karduz inside and he finishes. What a tough finish under the pressure from Yi Jianlian.
Confident move there by Bahrami, knowing that Karduz would be there for the possible offensive pickup.
Iran back within 3 points. We sensed that they had turned the momentum slowly. Now they're back within striking distance. Look at the defense again. Kamrani helping, recovering, and deflecting that one out of bounds.
Karduz making a big impact here defensively, taking up a lot of space in the lane.
And China going back to their 2 big lineup, Yi Jianlian and Zhou Qi in together.
I think they need to avert the concentration here of Karduz. So now Zhou Qi is being defended by Sahakian. That's going to be a mismatch. So a chess match we're watching here. Both coaches going with different combinations on the floor, trying to get any kind of advantage.
Here's Ding working pick and roll. He fires from 3-point range as the shot clock was about to expire. We have a foul called underneath. I think it's against Karduz for pushing Yi on the rebounding contest. We see Haddadi checking back into the ball game. It's an interesting moment here. There's the foul. Just a gentle shove in the back. The referee said it was enough to push Yi out of the contest.
Well, that's a good call, because Yi would have had an easy putback.
There's Yi from mid-range. He loves that spot. And for only the second time tonight, they get him that open look, and he makes no mistake.
Iran giving up that kind of shot. You need to close out a little bit harder on Yi, because you know he's got that distance.
Here's that matchup again. Zhou Pang against Bahrami. Tough pass. Deflected by Jiao Ji-wei. 9 on the shot clock. And we asked at the start of the game, two of the highest scoring teams in the tournament, would this be a shootout? Well, early on, China threatened to blow it away, but right now it's a defensive arm wrestle. China in man-to-man. Here's the old firm for Iran, Kamrani and Haddadi. Devon Khan, a tough shot, that's well short. For the first time in a while, China just with a chance in transition. Zhou Qi from the elbow. He eats those for breakfast. Zhou Qi nails 2, and the lead is back out to 7.
Big basket coming from Zhou Qi. And you see again the speed of China in working the early offense.
Here's the matchup. 2 of the stars. We've got a foul. It's going to be called on Ding, who bumped into the screen of Sahakian, and the referee said he held on. Zhao Ji-wei being warned for a flop as well, and that flopping technical earlier, we talked, would it swing the game? Well, it certainly did at that point. It sparked an Iranian run. Just in the last minute or two, China have been able to wrestle the momentum back their way.
Jamshid in the ball game for the first time. 14 fouls now against China. So next foul by China will put them in the bonus for Iran.
Here's Kamrani, big shot from long range, and again, Iran draw nothing but oxygen from the three-point line.
Kamrani still scoreless in this game. You need to get his offense going. Early part of this competition, Kamrani was very offensive-minded, looking to score more than to pass.
We're at the midway point of the second quarter. Here's Ding exploding to the basket for the jam. Deterred inside, Haddadi does it again. What defense from the veteran. Now Mikhail Bahrami will lay in an easy 2. What a play at the defensive end from Hamed Haddadi. It looked like a certain dunk from Ding. He was blocked. Yi followed it up. In fact, Zhou Qi followed it up. He was blocked as well. Iran back within 5. Here is Zhou Qi inside for the slam. A perfectly weighted pass from Zhao Ji-wei. And the man with the longest arms in the tournament rose up and slammed it down.
And that time Haddadi could not react to that pass. His back was turned to Zhou Qi. He was concentrated on Yi Jianyang.
Zhao Ji-wei, did he knock that off the leg of Kamrani? He thought so. The referee didn't. Shot clock at 3 for Jamshidi. Puts his head down. He's blocked by Yi. What a play from big Yi Jianliang. Here comes China again. Ding sets. He took a deep breath. He thought about firing from long range. His team leads by 7. Big moment here from China. Quick hands from Mikhail Bahrami. And a foul called there on Zhou Qi. And if it is, that will be his 3rd personal, which will be an excellent result from Iran. We see there Bahrami across the arm of Zhao Ji-wei. He lodged the ball free.
Well, not only that, China already in the penalty, so it'll be shooting free throws here for Iran. Go Wai Lun is in the game.
It'll be Kamrani to shoot 2 free throws. He just took a bit of time to compose himself, get a towel from the bench.
Very tense moment here. You see the crowd hushed, now booing Kamrani as he gets his first free throw to fall in.
Well, I think he's heard all the booing he could possibly hear over his long career.
And he's used to playing in China. Actually played in China last season, has signed a new contract with Chongqing in the new CBA season.
Haddadi has also played quite a bit of club basketball here in China. Margins 5. And look at the quick rotation to Yi. They are aware that Go loves to find Yi on the roll from him. He does again inside, but quick hands from Kamrani again. He's looking to explore. They'll just pull this one out. They'll go to the pick and roll. Bahrami in a physical exchange with Zhou Peng. He spins to the elbow. Excellent help from Zhou Qi. Shot clock at 7. Strong drive to the basket. An excellent finish from Sahakian, and Iran are just slowly working their way back into this game.
Sahakian going straight against the defense of Yi Jianyang and leaving him behind. The quickness of Sahakian attacking from the outside.
There's Gro inside. He draws the foul on Haddadi. That's only his first for the night. But China continuing to attack inside despite the presence of Haddadi.
That's right, with their small players like Goai Luan and Zhao Jiwei when he was playing. They continue to attack that inside defense of Iran, challenging the big guys, hoping to put them into foul trouble.
Guo makes the first. He's shooting 62% from the free throw line in this tournament. He's got 4 points and 3 assists already tonight. There's 2:47 to play until halftime.
Goai Luan, Kid Lightning, he's taken over the point guard chores here for China in place of the veteran Li Luwei, who still has to play in this contest.
He makes the second. Guo 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Zhou Qi checks out with 3 fouls. And we see Jai Xiaochun checking in. So again, China with going with this versatile lineup.
That matchup of Zhou Peng and Barami, that has been key here for China. They've been able to get Barami out of the offensive flow for Iran.
The defensive intensity's just dropped a little from China, but as I say that, some excellent defense from Yi forces an errant pass from Haddadi. Dirk Bauerman not impressed with that one. He takes time out to have a chat with his troops. We've got 2:29 to play until half-time, and it's China leading this one, 31-26.
And Zhou Peng hasn't had a second's rest in this game, doing an excellent job of playing denial defense on Barami. Barami, he's got only 3 points in this ball game. Or rather, check that, he's got 12 points in this ball game. And the reason why Zhou Peng is there is to make sure that he doesn't get too many more points.
Well, Nickel Bahrami's been wearing some physical defense from a number of players, but he's just continued to put his head down and go to the basket. He hasn't been settling for three-point shots. He's been putting pressure on the interior defense to either score himself or dish it out to teammates, and he's been probably the key to Iran's offense so far here tonight.
In the first quarter, he had 6 points. He went 1 out of 3 from the floor, but he was hitting his shots from the free throw line. You see Hassanzadeh there, the bump on Jha, physical confrontation, and then a friendly tap.
Hasn't all been bad physicality so far here tonight. But how about this pass inside from Zhao Jiwei and Zhou Qi? They were teammates last year at the FIBA Asia Cup. They've been teammates at junior level, and Yi got that one right at the pinnacle. And denied 2 points to Iran. It's China leading by 5 as we tick down towards half-time. Guo and Yi, nice feed to Jai Xiaochun. Listen to the crowd roar. He is automatic from three-point range at the moment.
He's got 8 points in the game, 2 out of 3 from beyond the arc.
Mashiiki into the game for Komrani. Now they go inside. Here's the superstar matchup. And a foul drawn on Yi. That's his second for the night. The nice, powerful move from Haddadi. He mightn't be quick, but when he's moving, how do you stop him?
Tough to stop him at the low block. You see that outside shot.
What about that pass from Guo? The defense is aware that his favorite passing target is Yi. As the crowd celebrates that miss from the free throw line, they are rotating hard to Yi. Every time Guo comes off the ball screen, that time he had the composure just to realize where the open man was and set up the wide open three-point shot.
And it's a matter of recognizing the options. And with China, you've got so many weapons. It's not just Yi. If Yi is sufficiently covered by Haddadi, they're going to other options.
Well, this is semi-final night. It's a chess match between the coaches as well as a physical battle between the players. We've got another timeout here. We've got 1:56 to play until half-time. It's China 34, Iran 27.
7-point lead enjoyed here by China. As you see, the foul trouble situation for China. Zhou Qi with 3 personal fouls. That's why he's had to ride the bench. As we said, it's been a chess match here. Excellent adjustment in the defense here for Iran. And for a while, China was a little bit in a trouble situation because they couldn't get their offense going. But then you go to Yi Jianyang. He can hit you from the outside, and then they go inside to Zhou Qi.
If you're China, if you're not sure, the answer is Yi on offense. And Zhou Qi as well. He hasn't been a bad answer at all throughout this tournament.
And plus the wings have been so active, and they've been deadly. They've been very accurate from long range. Zhao Peng getting the nod here from Coach Gong Lu Ming to play defense on Barami.
8 Chinese players on the scoreboard, led by Jai Xiaochun with 8 points. For Iran, it's Nikau Barami with 12, and closest to him is Davapano with 5. But they've got just 6 players who've scored so far. And at quarter time, they actually only had 4 to 7. So a little bit more of a spread here from China so far. This man, Guo Ailun, he's been spreading the ball nicely. He's got 4 assists to go with his 5 points as we see Iran in a 3-2 zone. And he goes to his favourite spot. Now it's, there's a foul on the 3-point shot. And Zhou Peng connects from the corner. The crowd goes crazy. The lead extends to 10. And some good zone execution there from China.
We anticipated a big game from Zhou Peng. And you watch it right there, waiting for the pass, and then got clipped on the arm as he took the 3-point shot. It's a 4-point play in the offing here for Zhao Peng.
The first foul on Mashayiki. And just a little bit too much enthusiasm from him contesting that shot. He caught the arm of Zhou Peng on the follow-through as Wong Shailin checks back into the ball game for Yi. Yi has 4 points, 4 boards, but 4 turnovers so far for Yi Jianlian as Zhou Peng misses the free throw. Here's Mashayiki, guarded by Go. Just a little bit of the sting has gone out of the Chinese defense.
Well, you know that China is in the penalty, and that's the reason why they're not as tight now playing defense. And if you're Iran, you need to be aggressive, but no need to be aggressive. Barami with the shot.
Just some great recognition from Nikau Barami. He had the big Wong Shailin backtracking towards the basket, so he stopped on a dime, hit the pull-up jump shot. He keeps his team within 8. Here's Guo again. Look at him with the ball handling skills. Working to the basket. He finds Jai. Nice step through from Jai Xiaochun. Excellent job from Iran defensively. They've got 46 seconds till halftime. Can they bridge this margin back to within 5 or 6? Not with passes like that. Zhou Peng off to the races. And he drops it in over the rim. Well, when China get turnovers, they score points. This time it's Iran looking to push the pace. Nikau Barami going against Zhou Peng. Spins, turns, up and under and misses. Strong defense from Zhou Peng. Now the shot clock is switched off. One last opportunity for China. They lead this one by 10. It's been an outstanding first half from the host nation. Here comes Wong. Sets the screen for Guo. Into the elbow. Left hand shot. It's no good. Tough shot from Ding. Referee said no foul on the play. Ding is left writhing on the floor. But he's not going to get any free throws. There's some discussion going on. And we see here.
Watch it right here. Was there contact or was there no contact?
Well, the referee signaled that he was straight up and down. He certainly wasn't that, but only minimal contact there. I'll leave it up to you at home to judge on that one. That was certainly a close call, but it's in the books now, and it's halftime here in Changsha. China have made all the running. They've had 8 players register on the scoreboard, and they lead at 39 to 29.
Ding is still on the floor, slow to get up. I thought there was a right no call on the part of the referee. I don't think there was any meaningful contact. If at all, it was Ding who just fell on his own trying to draw a whistle.
Well, it's been an entertaining first half. China have come out the better. They lead it by 10. Join us in about 8 minutes for the second half. And for those who are staying with us, we'll go through some of the stats. We'll go through some of the highlights of this first half.
Well, check out the game stats right here. In terms of two-point percentage, 52% for China. They're shooting even better from three-point distance at 55. They've knocked down 5 triples so far. And Iran, they're going 1 out of 7. For rebounding, it's China +7 and China +5 in assists. Iran, the whole first half with only 1 assist. 9 turnovers for China, however, that's been hurting them. And for the game leaders, there's Zhai with 8 points. He was red hot.
What about Nikau Bahrami with 14 points? He took the scoring load on his shoulders when Iran was struggling.
And despite the fact that Zhou Ping has been on top of Nikau Bahrami from the opening tip, rebounding leaders, Haddadi with just 3 rebounds in this game and Yi with only 4. So spread out rebounding battle is what we're seeing here. Teams are gang rebounding. They're sharing the load off the boards. We've seen some great defense here. And for China to hold Iran just down to 29 points after 2 quarters, that is quite a feat.
We've seen some great offense as well. That was the contest from Haddadi. He went again. He blocked Zhou Qi. And at the other end, China were having a block party as well. There was 2 from Zhou Qi early. That one from Yi Jianlian was right at the apex. We see Zhou Qi from the elbow. I said he eats them for breakfast. He certainly swallowed that one up. And here's the alley-oop inside. Zhou Qi throwing it down with authority. Zhou Qi, 4 points, 3 fouls. That's one concern for China. And how about this one from Zhou Peng? He drew the foul. He nailed the triple. And he was a happy man. So were the fans here in Changsha. It's been an enthralling first half. And after 20 minutes, it's China 39, Iran 29.
好的，谢谢我们的宝贝们，谢谢您瑞。在本次大赛狗福类产品唯一的赞助商华尔乔公司为我们的现场球迷提供了特别的福利。我们的华尔乔爱关节品牌助力中国队夺冠，给大家准备了100个亚锦赛的纪念版篮球作为奖品。打开手机摇一摇，加入有奖竞猜的环节，只要猜中任意一场半决赛的比赛赛果，就可以到民政职业技术学院委员爱关节的展位领取本届亚锦赛纪念版篮球1个。没有猜中半决赛的朋友， 可以获得爱国节深入骨纯粉片一盒，还有8场可以获得苹果 Beats 耳机一部，还有9场可以获得 iPhone 6一台。您可以把竞猜的活动界面发送到您的朋友圈，让更多的人参与到有奖竞猜。各位准备好了？操作的方法非常的简单，让我们一起握紧手机，打开蓝牙，打开定位，打开微信，选择摇一摇。只要猜中半决赛中国对伊朗的赛果，前100名就可以到民政职业技术学院北门爱科节的展位领取本届亚锦赛纪念版篮球一个。同时，在大家入座之后，请大家看一下自己的座位背后有一个2维码，有没有？请大家拿出手机扫描您座位后面的FIBA国际篮联官方微博、微信的2维码，关注我们FIBA国际篮联官方微博、微信，便有机会赢取体热体育为您提供的精美礼品。拿起手机扫一扫。现场的朋友们，我们现在可以关注一下大比数，我屏幕当中打出的是双方上半时的技术统计。
We're just over a minute away from reopening proceedings here at Changsha. It's the first semi-final of the 2015 FIBA Asia Championship, and it's the host nation China that have made the running so far. Their defense has been outstanding. Offensively, they've been able to nail some big shots from three-point range.
It's been the defense of China that's been dictating the tempo in this game, and holding Iran down to just 29 points. A team that's #1 in offense in this tournament, averaging 92.7 points. Take a look at some beautiful action here in the first half. Plus holding Iran down to just 36% field goal percentage. In this tournament, Iran is hitting 48.5%, so that's a huge drop from not only in terms of total points, but also in how accurate they've been so far in this tournament from the floor. In rebounding, again, a big advantage for China, 19 boards so far against 12 for Iran. And Hamed Eldari, despite his towering presence on the floor, only 4 points for him and 3 rebounds. And then the glaring stat, Iran held to just 1 assist the entire first half. And you have to credit China's defense for making that possible. Kamrani hasn't been able to get his A game going. He's the only one with an assist so far for Iran.
China averaging 18 assists per game in this tournament. There is Nakal Bahrami himself. We're ready for action here in Changsha. There's 20 minutes to play, and at the end of that, we will know the first team into the gold medal game. China lead this one by 10. They've got a little pinky toe just into the final, but Iran will have something to say about that here in the second half. China with first possession. Guo Lun into the starting lineup for the second half as we have a 5-second violation. That's one we don't often see in international basketball.
It's supposed to be a closely guarded situation, but I guess the referees interpreted that kind of setup to be closely guarded. You can actually hold on to the ball for more than 5 seconds if you're not closely guarded. But again, the discretion on the part of the referee. That's under the FIBA rules, closely guarded situation, and you're holding on to the ball without passing, without dribbling, it's a violation.
Such has been the intensity here tonight that not too many people haven't been closely guarded. It's been a defensive battle as Kamrani fires to the corner. Look at the help defense from China. Haddadi inside. He can't finish that. He has a second crack at it. Knocks Guo Lun up off the floor, and just the start that Iran needed. Haddadi up to 6 points. It was a quiet first half for him. His team now back within 8.
And Paul, despite the wide discrepancy of the statistics we cited, Iran is down by just 8 points. It's certainly a very winnable situation for them. And we've just started the third quarter.
In isolation against Haddadi. He fires from long range. Oh my goodness. Yi Jianlian with his second three-point bomb of the tournament. He puts his team out by 11, and China again putting down the challenge to Iran. Mikhail Bahrami, he's been challenging the Chinese defense all night long, and he does it again there. He draws the foul on Jai Xiaochun, his second for the night.
And what you like about Bahrami is that he's not settling for jump shots. Watch him show aggressiveness and going strong to the hole.
Look at that step back from Yi. He had the bigger opponent on him. He said, I'm taking it to school from the outside. And what a stroke for the big man.
That's three-point number 6 conversion for China in this game.
They are 6 of 10 from long range. Iran just 1 of 7.
That's incredible shooting. 60% shooting from beyond the arc for China so far. And Bahrami, he's loading up. He sees that his teammates haven't been contributing so much in offense. That's why he's being aggressive.
Mikhail Bahrami with 16 of Iran's 33 points so far. They're going to come back and win this game. His heroics in the first half will certainly be remembered as a key part of that. Here we go, Guo Lun again, teaming with Yi. Looking inside for the big man. 5 Iranian defenders in the paint. Leaves Jai open. And the rebound spills for Iran. They've got a chance to bring this one back within 6 or 7. Komrani at the top. He has been worn all night long by the point guard pairing of China. We haven't seen the veteran Du Wei so far. It's been the 2 youngsters as Haddadi takes Yi inside. Stripped away by Jai. Now here's Guo. Over the top to Ding, and Ding finishes. What a tough make inside from Ding Yan Yuhang. He draws the foul. He'll go to the free throw line.
A tremendous athletic ability here. You watch this pass coming from Guo Lun, and then Ding drawing the contact from Sahakian, going down hard, but getting the finish.
Outstanding presence of mind from Ding to take that contact. He was toppling to the floor and he still put it up soft.
That's 3 fouls now on Sahakian.
And 7 points for Ding Yan Yuhang. And he's been one of the surprise packets. 4 Chinese players now with either 7 or 8 points. And the lead is out to 12. As big as we've seen in this contest, what can Iran do here? They have to start ticking the scoreboard over.
Everything starts with defense. And that's been the philosophy of Coach Dirk Barman. So they need to be able to play better transition D. Stop China from getting easy baskets.
Kamrani to the basket, he lays it up, but it's off the mark. Haddadi inside. And Zhou Peng sacrifices his 3rd foul to prevent the easy 2.
And that's the mindset for China's interior defense. No easy baskets. They want to make Haddadi bleed for his points, go to the line, make him earn his shots.
He's shooting 67% from the free throw line in this tournament, but just 2 of 6 in the quarterfinals against Korea. And much to the delight of the crowd here in Cheongsha, he misses the first. It's a pivotal moment for Iran. They trail by 12. He makes it 11. You talk about the importance of Iran's defense. In their previous 3 wins over China, in their last 3 meetings, they've forced their opponents into an average of almost 18 turnovers per game. Here's Guo into the basket. He finds Yi. Look at the patience of Yi. Joe Peng for 3. Oh, what about the distribution from Yi? And Joe Peng rewards him with 3 points.
He's been the X factor in this game for China, without a doubt. They're going to that mismatch at the wing position, and Zhao Ping has been able to respond. It looks like an offensive foul.
On Haddadi, number 3 on the big man. In fact, we'll wait and see if that's 2 or 3 on the
Dire
center.
situation. Let's check that.
And we see there the push-off against Zhou Ping. Not a lot in the contact, but a little bit of grabbing on the shorts was enough to earn the ire of the referee. It is his second foul. He was up on the board nice and quickly. And we got a timeout here in Cheongsha. What a start for China. They lead this one 48-34 as we take another trip around the world of international basketball and its superstars. Some great pictures there of the drama you see in the crowd at international basketball around the world. Of course, the new FIBA calendar starts in 2017 in November of that year, when home and away international basketball becomes a thing where you can see your national team near you all throughout the year. At the moment, this Chinese crowd enjoying what they're seeing from their home team. Both coaches looking apprehensive on the sidelines. Gongwu Ming, the Chinese coach, would be much more comfortable than Dirk Powerman at the moment. There's a turnover. Away goes Nikhil Balrami. Takes it at Yi. He's swatted. We've got a foul there. It's called on Zhou Peng. That is number 4. And that is some concerns for Zhou Peng, but he has plenty in reserve in his position on the bench, and we'll see Li Gen check into the basketball game.
I thought good job there by Iran, doing a good trail job, realizing that Yi Jianliang would be the last line of defense. So getting the offensive rebound, since he was concentrated on playing defense against Barami's attack. Good job of getting possession back for Iran.
We talked about the importance of turnovers. China had done a good job of looking after the ball during this run, but that time a bad decision from Go Ailunas. It goes Komrani for an easy 2. That may be the easiest basket we've seen here tonight.
Cardouz distracting Yi that time and allowing the easy access for Komrani.
Ashigyeki into the game. He forces some ball handling troubles for Go. Somehow he saves it. Here's Ding flying inside, and another turnover for China. Will Iran make them pay? Komrani pulls it out. He finds Yak Charlie. Now Komrani again waltzes into the lane for another 2 points, and he draws a foul. And the veteran point guard answering the call in his team's time of need. Have a look at this drive.
And what a smart decision here by Komrani. I thought he had a slight opening for a 3-point basket, but instead driving hard, drawing the contact. You get the 3 points just the same, and you go for a high percentage shot. Good decision making by the point guard of Iran.
China leading by 14, 2 sloppy turnovers. And now the margin could be back to 9. Komrani with 6 points. Misses the free throw. So far, Iran from the free throw line, 13 of 18. You trail by double figures, every point matters. Here's Here's Yi. Patient offense from China. They're looking to their superstar in the low post. He's matched up on Kadusi, pumps at him, and then he drives around to the basket. He draws a foul on Mikhail Bahrami, and what a composed move from the man who's now a veteran of Chinese basketball, Yi Jianlian.
And you notice Yi, he's not going to post down low against Karduz because Karduz gives him a lot of advantage in terms of width and size. And so Yi opting to attack from the outside and using his quickness to move away from Karduz's defense. Again, you're talking about good decision making. Veterans making the right picks here in going to their offense.
It was outstanding patience from Yi. He misses the first free throw, but he only had 3 seconds on the shot clock. He milked the clock to perfection and got a high percentage shot.
Now, if you're Iran, you're looking at a way to stem the tide. You need to be able to swing momentum over to your side. Big problem for Iran here is that right now Yakshali is playing. Otherwise, you would have Afag in his place. And he's a tough, defense-minded guard. They're missing his services in this game. Rolled his ankle yesterday, not able to play here.
Yakshali into the lane. It's a tough shot, perhaps not the shot that Iran needed. And now Zhao Jiwei looking to explore. In fact, he explodes to the basket. The crowd erupts, and China ekes their way back out to a 13-point lead. Once again, it was their defense creating offense. Look at Jai up and in. Li Gun trying to guard Mikhail Bahrami. No one's been able to do that so far here today. Yi gives it a turn. This time Kudus inside, he's bumped. Sahakian, what a follow-up by Sahakian. It looked like it would be a shot clock violation, and he's turned it into 2 shots.
Here's Yi Jianlian saying a few things to Sahakian, who just walked away. And now Sahakian talking to Yi Jianlian when talking to Zhao Jiwei as well. Oh, it's a face-to-face battle. Let's take a look at what's going on. You see the play right there. Physical confrontation.
Oh, and we see
there was a swing.
There wasn't a lot in it, but he did throw the arm. He now apologizes. But the most important job for him is to make 2 free throws here.
That's right. And Coach Gong Lu Ming telling his boys just stay composed.
The referee's doing an excellent job just diffusing the situation there. And Sahakian diffuses this crowd with a big free throw. There's 4:45 to play until 3/4 time. Iran have to make some inroads here.
It's been very emotional, this game, and very physical. The confrontation has been so fierce, and the reason is it's been very defense-oriented. You're talking about the league's, or rather the tournament's #1 offensive team in terms of points, that's Iran, and the league's #1 field goal percentage team, and that's China. Yet look at the scores, 51-40.
Here's Ding. Clever use of the ball there by Ding. He lulled the defense to sleep. He probed, he withdrew, and then he went again and drew the foul on Kamrani. That's the 4th team foul on Iran. So the next foul from either team will result in free throws. Here's Zhao Jiwei, always looking to explore. What a feed to Yi. And he is fouled inside. No easy baskets from Iran, but China able to open up the defense twice on that possession, and finally it results in this foul from Mikhail Bahrami.
A great execution that time by China. Again, you run the pick and roll, and there's no better roller in that screen roll situation for China than Yi Jianlian. He knows how to carve space for himself. He's got the agility to go right down the middle.
This time he makes the first free throw. He's 2 of 3. He's got 9 points and 5 boards and 2 block shots for good measure.
And the crowd roaring every time he makes a basket, whether it's a free throw or a field goal. I mean, he's a hero here in China.
This is a tough and physical basketball game.
Paul, I think even when he misses, the crowd is cheering.
There were some spectacular plays early on, but this has descended into a real battle. Look at Yi helping on defense, scrambling from China. Yak Charlie to the elbow, it's long. Yi on the boards. A man-sized rebound there from Yi Jianlian.
I tell you what's missing in the attack of Iran is a three-point shot. They haven't been able to find the mark from outside. And despite the fact that Barami is a good three-point shooter,
The crowd rode that jumper from Yi.
and hold on.
Dropped out.
Again,
And here we
Charlie.
are, another bit of push and shove. And the Hunan province here is the capital of spice in China. And we're getting plenty of it tonight in this battle between the two powerhouses of modern Asian basketball. Gong Lu Ming, the coach, he holds the ball. He says, this is what it's all about, folks. And so far, his team has won the basketball. They've stood up to the physicality of Iran. And they are just under 14 minutes away from going back to the gold medal game of the FIBA Asia Championship. They were last there in 2011 when the tournament was held in Wuhan in China. So that time they defeated Jordan.
Coach Dirk Barman saying that it was a jump ball situation. No, I saw the referee make a call that it was a foul.
Iran in the bonus. Zhao Jiwei to the free throw line. He's up to 6 points, the lead to 13.
You know, you like the balance that Coach Gong Lu Ming has on the floor. He's never played Go Ai Lun and Zhao Jiwei together in this game.
Not tonight. It's been a feature of their lineups throughout the tournament as we see Mashayeka into the ball game.
And the reason is they want to be able to get a mismatch at the two-guard position.
Mashayeka spinning into the lane. Tough shot. It's off the mark. Zhao Jiwei diving on the floor. He recovers it. Now here's Ding. China in the open floor. Yi down the middle. He elevates and he jams it down with the right hand. What a finish from Yi Jianlian. This crowd is going crazy. One of the plays of the tournament from the Chinese superstar.
And a show of emotion on the part of Yi Jianliang. Watch this pass right down the middle. Barami moving away.
Like a freight train steaming down the tracks. Yi Jianlian slammed it down, and look at the fans and look at the bench. China celebrates as one.
And the show of emotion from Yi Jianliang. What a slammer right down the face of Iran.
We've got a timeout here in Changsha, just so everybody can catch their breath. It's 56 to China, 40 to Iran.
Check out the foul trouble situation for Iran. Sahakian with 3 personal fouls along with Barami. But that play certainly brought the house down. Yi Jianliang, a beautiful pass. Again, unselfish basketball. China looking for the open man, looking for the high percentage shot right down the middle. Who's gonna stop Yi Jianliang? It's like a freight train going wild.
Here we get to see this play again. Perfect bounce pass from Jai. And a thunderous rim rocker from Yi Jianlian. And the building shook when he threw that one down.
A few words to say to Nika Barami as well. All Barami did was just turn his back because he didn't want to take the charge.
It was
He didn't want to get called for the block.
a very wise thing to do in that situation. But
Move away when you've got Yi Jianliang coming straight towards you.
Nika Barami, he has been the one who stood tall for Iran so far tonight. He's on the bench at the moment. Who will be the man to help bridge this 16-point gap? They look inside for Old Faithful, Ahmad Ehadadi. He backs in against Yi and he draws a foul. And Hamad is just too strong for Yi at the moment. He's going to the line for 2 free throws.
Well, that time doing a good job of spreading the floor. Going isolation one-on-one with Ehadadi against Yi Jianliang. And you know that China's not going to double team Ehadadi because they're certainly confident that Yi Jianliang can hold his own against Ehadadi. And Yi going back to the bench now, Wang Jielin.
3 fouls for Yi, 3 for Zhou Qi, 4 fouls for Zhou Peng. Well, for Iran, no one on 4 fouls. Sahakian has 3, Nika Barami has 3. Ehadadi makes 1, just when his team needed both. He has struggled from the free throw line in the knockout rounds here in Changsha. Look at Masayeki. He is all over Zhao Jiwei, giving him a taste of his own medicine. Now is the time for Iran to get some stops. They've got to make a run right here. There is Zhao from long range. That one's long inside. It's Davapana who comes up with it. Masayuki to the basket. He draws contact. No foul, but impressive finish from Masayuki.
Determination on his face. And that's what they need to do. Attack ferociously.
A little bit of pressure up the floor again from Masayuki. He's been brought in to spark his team. Now Jai. Denial defense on the wings from Iran. Spin move from Ding into the middle. Batted away by Haddadi. Now Jamshidi. Stand by for the layup. He misses it. Oh my goodness. Iran are falling apart here under the pressure of the host nation. They trail by 13. They need every point they can get at the moment. Here's Davapana to the hole. Sahakian from the corner. Big shot. It misses again. Fight for the board, and that will be 2 free throws to come from Jamshidi, but Iran, they're certainly not making every post a winner at the moment.
The outside shooting has not been there for Iran in this game. Jamshidi, I thought he couldn't make up his mind whether to go for the bank shot or go for the dunk. That moment of hesitation caused him to miss the basket completely. But a good alert move on his part. Redemption play here for Jamshidi as he finds himself at the line.
And for the first time tonight, we see Go Ai Lun and Zhao Jiwei on the floor together. So Coach Gong Lu Ming trying to up the defensive pressure as the crowd puts the pressure on Jamshidi. He blew the open layup. He's missed a free throw. It hasn't been the best minute of his international career.
And Barami checking in for Jamshidi, who missed that open layup shot.
He's on 3 fouls, but he's got 16 points, Nickel Barami. And with 1 minute and 30 seconds to play until three-quarter time, Iran need to make some inroads here. They trail by 12. They would not want to let that drift out to 15 as we have an offensive foul. It's called on Zhao Jiwei. And that's a crucial blow, or a crucial break for Iran. They get an opportunity here. There might be 4 or 5 possessions left in this quarter. Who do you go to if you're Iran on this possession?
Well, Barami has been their hot guy. He's been able to go to the line. You know that China's in the penalty, so you've got to be aggressive. But that outside shot has not been there for Iran. Haddadi looking to get possession. Remember, Yi is sitting on the bench. So here's an opportunity for Haddadi to show what he can do against the big guy.
They swarm him. They call it travel.
Oh, they call it travel.
Some contact there. Zhao Jiwei went to the floor. We saw a flopping technical foul earlier in the game. No call that time. And what about the help defense from China? Wang Jailin was out on the perimeter, so 2 of his teammates rotated down, forced Haddadi into the travel. Down to 46 seconds until three-quarter time. Here is Zhao Jiwei, looking for the ball screen. Works his way to the baseline, up and under, but that was never going to get past the long arms of Haddadi. Now Kamrani on the burst. He gets a nice screen. He takes it to the hole. No good. 28 seconds. Go Ai Lun in transition. Almost turns it over. Wang Lin cleans it up, and everything going right for China at the moment. They lead it by 14. And there's 14 seconds until three-quarter time. Crucial play here for Iran. They go to Nickel Barami. He gets the mismatch he wants, and he turns it over. Last opportunity. Jai Xiao Chun with a desperation heave, and it was desperately off the mark. But there's still smiles for China because they made all the running in that quarter. They outscored Iran 19 points to 15, and they take a 14-point break into three-quarter time. The defending champs are on the ropes. Can China land the knockout blow in the final quarter?
Iran looking for a reversal of momentum here, certainly not getting it. China 7 3-pointers connected in this game so far. Iran just 1. That has been a big problem for Iran. The outside shooting has not been there for Iran. Rebounding, it's +6 for China, and still just 1 assist for Iran the entire game. That defense of China has been unforgiving. Imagine going one whole quarter, the third quarter, Iran not a single assist. Turnovers, now Iran with 10.
And just repeating as we see Ehadade scoring against 3 defenders, and then a sporting gesture there from the gentle giant. But we repeat, as we said earlier in the game, Iran averaging 18 assists per game, just 1 so far. And look at the athleticism of Ding. He's been blocking shots, he's been making tough baskets, hitting 3-pointers. And there's Kamrani. He had a quick burst in the middle of that quarter, which gave hope to Iran. How about the desperation of both point guards, the 34-year-old and the 21-year-old. And there's a big block from Kadust.
You have to be impressed with the coaching here as you see this entanglement between Zhao Jiwei.
We're in the capital of spice in China, and there's been plenty of it tonight, as I said. How about
this
that
was the big
finish?
basket, yes, off the break.
And how about this? Stand by for this, folks. Yi Jianlian with some words after the monster jam. It brought this crowd to life. They'll have to test the structure to make sure it's okay after the noise this crowd has been making tonight.
I thought that was an awesome elevation by Yi Jianlian in that leap and getting the basket.
Here we go in the final quarter. China have the defending champs on the ropes. There's 10 minutes to play. The host nation leads it by 14. Can they turn the screws? Around inside to Haddadi. What a beautiful move. How about that footwork?
Well, he'll be able to do that against Wang Qielin. Maybe not against Yi Jianlian. But here's an opportunity for Iran to make a little bit of headway here with Yi Jianlian sitting down.
With every quarter comes new momentum. The opportunity for Iran to create some there as just another little thing goes their way. A rolling screen from Wang Qielin is called an offensive foul.
Could be the spark here of a turnaround. The lead is just 12. And now Iran getting another possession off the turnover.
Just a momentary hush around the stadium. There haven't been too many of them tonight. They sense the urgency of this moment. A score to Iran, they force a turnover. Here's Kamrani. Nice feed inside. There Haddadi, off-balance shot, but he draws the foul, and 2 mistakes in a row from Wang Qielin. How long can they keep Yi Jianlian on the bench?
Trying to work the pick and roll that time. And Haddadi, the experience behind that move, just throwing up the shot, knowing that he would get the contact from Wang Qielin.
And that was inexperience from Wang, because that was going to be an incredibly tough shot on the left hand for Haddadi. But this man on the line, he's been there before. He knows how to draw fouls out of younger opponents. And this time he makes both free throws. So Iran not sailing quietly into the night. They're back within 10. They're in a 2-3 zone. The wings of that zone spreading out, covering the three-point shooters of China. There's one man pinned to Li Gun in the corner. Shot clock at 6. Scrambling defense. Guo outside, he finds Jai. This time it rims out. He'd been hot from three-point range. He's cooled off a little as this game wore on. Can Iran continue this fight back? Here's Haddadi. Switches to the left hand. Good ball movement to the corner. Davapana for 3. And here comes Guo. Can they stop him? Bounce pass. Ambitious play from Guo Ai-Lun. He has looked after the ball extremely well this tournament, but that was a rush of blood right there.
Well, back-to-back stops here for Iran. That ball off the knee of Li Gun.
And some self-inflicted wounds from China early in this final quarter. Oh, big shot for 3. It misses. Sahakian pulls it in. Kamrani inside. Is that 3 seconds? No, it's a foul on the ground. And Haddadi has taken some contact afterwards. He appears to be in quite a bit of pain. I didn't see what happened.
He's holding onto his shoulder.
Okay, that's good.
He's slow to get up. Watch it right here.
We see the hold from Wang Chailin. He came down to prevent it, and I think Haddadi has tripped and collided with the support for the rim. He is in quite a lot of pain. Of course, we saw Andre Blatch last night appear to have a serious shoulder injury. He was fine. He came back into the game and made some big plays, and I'm sure that man, Dirk Bowerman, is hoping the story will be the same here for his big man.
Haddadi, he's going to go to the line in that attempt at the basket. And don't look now, but Yi Jianliang is back in the game. Wang Chailin sitting down. No, they don't give him 2 free throws. It's an out-of-bounds situation here for Iran. Thought he might have also gotten a whack from Wang Chailin, as Wang Chailin was trying to stop him from making that shot. I also thought he might have been in the act of shooting.
I think they called the hold on the entry pass, and we have another foul on China. This one called on Jai, and that's his 4th foul, and that is the 4th team foul after just 2 minutes of play here in the final quarter. Gong Lu Ming, he never looks ruffled. He sits there calm and composed. Kamrani bursts open, but they go inside. This has worked for them so far this corner. Spins, steps back. And I think China would be happy to see Haddadi shooting jump shots.
And that was a whole point of our presentation actually before this coverage when we were talking about the keys to victory. Push Haddadi out of his comfort zone, out of the low block. Make him hit the turnaround shot instead of going strong to the hole.
Zone defense again. Yi inside. He feeds it to Li Gun. Nice ball movement from China. Oh, look at the rebound from Jai, and he draws the foul. What a courageous play on 3 fouls. Jai Xiaochun flew over the back, pulled in the board, and China will get the ball back with 14 seconds on the shot clock. Look at that athleticism. And Haddadi saying it was all ball. He may well have had a case, but regardless, he sits on 3 fouls. And this zone defense working so far for Iran. Zhou Qi to the corner. And shots that China have hit all tournament with confidence are starting to rim out here. There's some mental demons starting to come into effect as Nick Al-Bahrami steps back and misses. And that's poked out of bounds by Zhou Qi. The crowd doesn't like it, but it was the correct call.
A little bit of a momentum shift here with a good defense being played by Iran. Now China bleeding for points.
China yet to score after almost 3 minutes. Haddadi to the basket. Tough shot. Yi cleans it up. Here's Go. Does he have the composure? He's played under composure at high speed. This man has nailed 3 after 3. But once again, China failing to capitalize on some wide open opportunities. There's Devapana to the basket. Tough shot. Haddadi goes once. Kamrani with the steal. Inside to Haddadi. He misses again, but finally, the big man gets it to go. How about the steal from Kamrani? It's back to an 8-point ball game. Here come the champions.
And talking about the defensive orientation in this game, that's exactly what Iran was doing. Earlier you asked what Iran needed to do to get back in this ball game. It's get the stops, and they're getting it. One stop after the other.
Yi misses another open jump shot. China playing tentative basketball. And it's as if Iran have seized the moment. Nick Al-Bahrami. What a shot from the veteran. It is back to a 6-point game. And guess what? We've got a timeout to China. And Gong Lu Ming, he has been so calm and composed tonight. But how about that move? Nick Al-Bahrami up to 18 points for the evening. And his team is back within striking distance. It's 58 China, 52 Iran.
Well, the 2-3 zone defense of Iran clicking here just when they needed to stem the momentum. And now they've got some kind of impetus in their attack. Nick Al-Bahrami earlier, he scored in the field goal. And getting Zhou Qi off balance in his defensive position. That was a wide open layup right there for Kamrani, and here's another layup, this time by Mashieki. And for China, after this timeout, they want to work their offense. They don't need the outside shot. They need better ball movement. What they showed in the first half, to be able to penetrate the zone defense and go for the drop pass inside.
But they've got to make the baskets. So far, they've had good looks, shots their players can make. And the question over Chinese teams for so long is, can they close out close games? They led by 14 at three-quarter time. They were only a couple of baskets away from shutting the door on Iran. But now they find themselves in a dogfight as we see Ahmad Ehadadi up to 14 points and 9 rebounds. And this sort of slow down, grinded out affair is the kind of basketball Ehadadi loves. Whoa, inside to Yi. Oh my goodness. He has some words for Ehadadi as he throws it down on his head. And what about the feed from Guo Ai-Lun? What a time to make a big play.
Again, you're looking for space behind that 2-3 zone defense. And Yi Jianliang down the baseline, finding that backdoor.
Here's Samad Nikau Baharami. He almost turns it over. Davapana finds his veteran on the wing. He shakes, he baits, he fires. He's short. There's Guo. He's content to run some half-court basketball. You said it before, Kunito, they don't need jump shots. They can attack the basket. That time, just a little chippy from Zhou Qi. He's been hampered by foul trouble tonight, but he's up to 6 points, and this crowd is just urging their team on.
Just when China needed offense, they didn't go to the wings. They went to their money men, the big guys, Yi Jianliang, Zhou Qi, getting it done.
Sahaki into the basket. Zhou Qi blocks the shot. He recovers the board. Here's Guo. He gets the foul at half court. No one between Kamrani at the basket. Guo asks for an unsportsmanlike foul. He gets a stare from the referee. How about this block? Zhou Qi. I said he's the man with the longest arms in the tournament. Kamrani with no intention but to foul and prevent the dunk from Yi.
Now that should have been an unsportsmanlike.
Well, it's such a grey area in our game,
Exactly.
and it's probably something that the powers that be need to get their heads together and figure out where they stand as Guo. He's been composed the last couple of minutes. This time he finds Zhou Qi. Perhaps that one was a little out of his range. 4:20 to play here in the first semi-final of the 2015 FIBA Asia Championship. The crowd is riding every moment. We're taking you through every moment. Haddadi taking Yi down low. He tries to split the defense. It spills out of court. 4 remaining on the shot clock. What a big play here. 10 points the difference. 4 minutes to play.
Double team on Haddadi.
There's Nikau Baharami for 3. It's short. Who can get the rebound?
That shot has not fallen for Iran.
Discussions about whether that shot hit the rim. I believe it did.
I think it did.
The shot clock expired in the background and the ball spilt out of bounds off China. It will be an Iran ball with 14 seconds left to shoot for Iran. Well, an experienced lineup on the floor. 4 players who have played in 5 FIBA Asia Championships together. And Davapana, who has been around for a number of years as well. He's a 28-year-old. He played in the 2008 Olympics. This time it's Kamrani stepping up. Haddadi keeps it alive. Kamrani again. One bounce to the left. He fires and misses. And Zhou Peng can't keep it alive. So Iran getting multiple opportunities. There's 3 minutes, 43 seconds to play. What a crucial time. Can China get the stop here? Can Iran bring it back to 7 or 8?
And somehow not able to get the shot to fall in is Iran. As Zhao Pei falling out of the hardcourt area.
China with a big lineup in. They can't corral the rebound. Iran up to 16 offensive boards for the game. That's probably the only thing that has kept them in this ball game. They go back to 2 of their veterans. Nikau Baharami to the spin. Cut off. He has to pitch it to the corner. Kong running off the mark again. Here goes Go Ai-lun. 2-on-1 fast break. He goes himself and finishes. Go Ai-lun.
What a
He makes
breakaway.
the two. The crowd goes crazy. Look at China celebrate. They're celebrating on the court. They're celebrating in the stands. And this man, when they were little, they told him his name was Go. He hasn't stopped since. He is relentless. And he scores his 7th point of the game to give China a 12-point lead with 3:18 to play until the end. China with 1 foot in the final. And look at the emotion in this building. It's a timeout to Iran. China leading by 12.
Well, the rebounding has been there for Iran. They had multiple possessions on the previous offensive thrust of Iran, but they just couldn't get the ball to fall. And you have to credit China's defense for making that possible. It's been a long night here for Iran. They were able to cut down the lead to 8. As you take a look at Afal, he's been the missing ingredient in Iran's rotation. And I'm wondering how many assists Iran has in this game so far. They only had 1 out of the first half, and they still have 1. They have not made a single assist in this half at all.
And how about that feed inside from Go? He'd made some bad decisions at the point guard spot. And here's that jam again, just one more time. Why wouldn't you want to watch that all night long?
That's what you call posterizing. And Barami, the victim of that spectacular play of Yi Jin-young.
He has 13 points and 8 rebounds. He leads China in both categories. He has stepped up, and we talk about Iran. They lead the tournament with 93 points per game. They have 52 points with just over 3 minutes to play in this one. Can they produce something special? It would be a comeback for the ages. Shot clock down to 6. Haddadi with the spin. He's called for the travel. We haven't seen spin moves called a travel much in this tournament. He throws his arms in the air, but time is running out on the defensive champions.
Nika Barami on your screens with 18 points. It's been tough to hold down this man, Go Ai-lun. He brings tremendous space to this Chinese attack.
Into the lane again, he feeds it to Zhou Qi. Shot clock at 8, Zhou Peng to Zhou Qi. Nice up fake. Leading shot from the big man is off the mark. He thought he had drawn the foul on Haddadi. Wasn't whistled. Still Iran breathe. When there's life, there's hope. Davapana is swatted. Away goes Go Ai-lun. Can he put the nail into this one? Contact inside, Zhou Peng gets it. Zhou Peng finishes it. Zhou Peng with the killer blow to Iran. And China lead it by 14 with a free throw to come.
Hustle play here for Zhou Peng. China had the numbers. 3 against 2, and you see that block. And then on the other side of the floor, Zhou Peng picking it up. 3 men against 2. Had the numbers. They got the job done.
It wasn't the prettiest fast break in FIBA Asia Championship history, but if you're a Chinese fan, it was one of the most effective. It was Jai Xiaochun with the block at the other end. He's checking out now for a rest. An extra ball handler coming in to the game, but what a block from him. And then what a finish from Zhou Peng at the other end. He's up to 12 points. He's got 3 rebounds. He's got 2 steals.
There has never been any doubt that China has heart. And China showed it when it came from 20 down to beat Korea in the first round of eliminations. And now they're showing tremendous determination behind this home crowd.
Here's the battle again. Haddadi inside for the jam. Not even Yi has been able to guard him in the low post. He's up to 16 points.
Well, one of the basic elements here in China's defense was they took away the outside shot of Iran. Maybe giving up some shots from the inside.
Low to Yi, he misses that one. Maybe one last opportunity for Iran to make some inroads. Nika Barami inside, that one rims out. Haddadi inside, he turns it over. It's all working for China at the moment. Go Ai-Lun, he draws the foul.
And what speed, the streaking Go Ai-Lun. Again, the point we were making. China taking away that outside shot from Barami, inviting him to go inside because they're confident that the bigs can handle the situation in protecting the rim.
Well, you might have thought the smart play from Guo there was to pull the ball out. He had faith in his speed. He has faith from the free throw line. He's up to 8 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists and 2 steals for the 21-year-old, who is emerging as one of the faces of Chinese basketball in this tournament.
And no changing the momentum here as China continuing to put the pressure. They have been relentless from the opening tip.
China led by 14 at three-quarter time. They weathered a blistering storm from Iran that reduced the margin to 6. Oh, Yi wipes that one off the glass, and it'll be a China ball.
Unforgiving defense. And that's been the story of this ball game. Iran held to just 54 points with 1:09 to go.
We have an overrule. It will be Iran ball with 11 seconds left on the clock. And look at this from Yi. He just sized it up and swatted it. China have weathered the storm. They've restored their three-quarter time lead. We got a timeout here in Changsha. It's China 68 to Iran 54.
And the way things are looking, China is going to go to the final for the gold medal game. The only unbeaten team in the FIBA Asia Championships. And what a clinic they put here before this very appreciative home crowd. It's been a defensive clinic more than anything else. As you see the Chinese team getting a clarification.
Some discussion here. The Chinese team not aware that there was an overrule on the out of bounds. The referee from Lebanon will have a chat to the assistant coach for China. And there's an interesting story involving that man as we see Zhou Peng celebrating, Li Gun celebrating. It's been a night of celebration so far, led by that man and led by Li Gun and Yi Jianlian, as he so often has been for China. But what about the young stars? Zhou Qi with some big plays, that man with some massive rim-rocking action.
Tremendous balance here being shown by China. I mean, you know that you've got a go-to guy, Yi Jianlian, but so many others have contributed, especially this man, Go Ai-Lun, Kid Lightning, 9 points.
Massive play coming up here. It's 14 the difference. We have 1 minute and 9 seconds until the end. If Iran are going to strike, they must launch it from this possession. Here's Mashayuki. Bench players all on the court here for Iran. They go into Caduce. Tough shot. Rebounded Zhao Jiwei. That could be all she wrote. China, if they keep their head from here, will be going to the FIBA Asia Championship final. The crowd rises. Listen to them roar. Shot clock at 10. Mashayuki with all sorts of physicality on Zhao Jiwei. It doesn't bother him. It's knocked out of bounds. 2 to shoot here for China. Mashayuki riding Zhao Jiwei physically, and Gong Lu Ming says, I'm going to use my final timeout on this possession. 35 seconds remaining. It would take a miracle from here. And he wants to talk about it, Cornito. What do you talk about in this huddle?
Well, in this situation, I think they just want to make sure they have a good execution of the offense. It's possession by possession at this stage. And if you're China, you're looking forward to the gold medal game. And the Iranian team, devastated, crestfallen. They're down by 14. They had a run here in the fourth period, got down a 16-point lead to 8, but just not enough. Three-point shot has not been there for them.
There is Hamad Erhadadi. He and his crew have won 3 of the past 4 FIBA Asia Championships. We see him go to work here for the Jam, but is this the end of a golden era for Iran and the start of a golden generation for China? 6 players on this Chinese team, 22 years or under, and we see Erhadadi there, and you can't help but sense it was a chance for him to go back to 1 more Olympic Games. He played at Beijing in 2008. And that dream all but shattered now, perhaps for Iran. Long shot. Jamshidi with the rebound. Is there anything left? No, Iran will play this one out. The crowd rises to their feet. They understand that China is going to the gold medal game. Jamshidi misses. Here's Yak Charlie for three. This one goes down. Cuts the margin back to 11.
Drawing applause from Coach Dirk Barman. That was the final say of this game. Iran still looking to trap.
Foul call.
And they gave up the foul, and Coach Dirk Barman was saying, well, I mean, the game's over, but they put China to the line.
Iran will still go through to the bronze medal game. They will go through to next year's FIBA Olympic basketball qualifying tournament. But by the look on the face of some of their veterans, maybe they feel this was their final shot. And here's Ding at the free throw line to put the final nail in the coffin of Iran's dominance at this level.
Iran clearly outplayed here by China on the defensive end. Bringing down Iran. I mean, a team that's averaging close to 93 points a game.
The crowd celebrates as one. They will roar in 2 seconds' time. Jamshidi with the final shot. It's no good. China celebrate. They are going to the gold medal game tomorrow. They will take on the winner of the Philippines and Japan. They're up next in about half an hour's time. But right now, the moment is about China. Yi Jianlian, he was the superstar tonight, as he so often is. 13 points, 8 rebounds, 4 block shots, as both teams exchange high fives and hugs. It was played physically. There were some spiteful moments here in the capital of spice, but China prevailed in the end. The crowd roars their approval. What a performance from that man, Gong Lu Ming. He's taken one of the youngest teams in the tournament all the way to the gold medal game.
China rolling to its 8th straight win without a loss in this tournament, the only unbeaten team. In the FIBA Asia Championships, we saw Coach Gong Lu Min. What a job he has done with his national team of China, certainly in the history books, as a very unique basketball personality. Gong Lu Ming played at the 1988 Olympics and coached at the 1996 Olympics.
Look at the excitement on the face of the Chinese players. They have prevailed in this one. They win it 70-57. China off to the gold medal game.
And you saw the finger raised of Yi Jianlian pointing number 1. And China, 7 3-point baskets connected as against only 2 for Iran. Iran shooting 34% only from 2-point distance. Iran actually getting the better of the rebounding, but the disparity in assists was just too much. And China's defense forcing Iran to play 1-on-1, a situation where China felt it would be much easier to defend Iran with their bigs and with their very athletic wingmen.
Nikal Bahrami was outstanding with 18 points for Iran. Haddadi stood up late with 16. But the story of the night was the spread offense of China. They had nobody scoring more than 13 points. That was Yi. Zhou Peng had 12. Ding, Yan Yuhang, he was such an important player with 10. And Go Ai-lun, 9 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds, 2 steals. And it promised to be a heavyweight battle here in Changsha. It was this man who threw some of the most vicious punches, often up above the rim. It was a chess match between the coaches as well. There was a little bit of argy-bargy between both teams. It had everything you would want from a matchup between the two most powerful nations of modern Asian basketball. Dirk Bowerman new to this scene, but he got caught up in the scene. Iran got caught up in some shot blocking action from China. And how about that alley-oop from Zhao to Zhou Qi? There were celebrations in the stands. It was China making the front running all night long. Marty Komrani stood up in the last quarter. Some great hustle there from the 33-year-old. And what about that block from Kadoost? He went way upstairs. It was physical till the end. Tough finish inside from Mashayika, but Juanito, it was China who made the running, and they finished it off with plays like this.
Not just on the offensive end, but particularly on the defensive end. If you're China holding Iran down to just 29% field goal shooting, I mean, that's a high watermark for you. And that's victory written all over the face of Coach Gong Lu Min, and that's defeat on the face of Hamed Haddadi.
That pair has been the dynamic duo for China. Point guard, big man combo, and they drive China into the gold medal game.
معنا ل 9:45. يا حاول محمد اتصل علي شويه اشوف في سيجنال ولا لا. الو مرحبا شباب، اذا سامعيني شباب، هنا من